His name, Merlin.
What's going on, nomads, party people, and strangers everywhere across the internet? My name is V, you know, like the letter, and welcome back to Merlin's Tuesday Weekly Reviews. This might be a little bit late on being posted because my computer's a little bit stupid, but fuck it, whatever. Today's episode that we're talking about is the Once and Future Queen. Now, how do I say this in a small little summary box about what this whole episode is? Basically, the only way I can, for those of you that really know what this episode means, as a big turnaround for certain characters. This is basically the episode where Arthur starts to begin his journey of humility and being an actual person of nobility that should be respected because they respect their people, something that Uther does not know. With that counterbalance, we also have the beginnings of the future relationship of Arthur and Guinevere, aka Arthur and Gwen. That ship is now starting to form so it can sail out into the world. With that big summary, though, a lot of stuff has to come into a lot of different complications to make sure that you don't see that formulating until after certain seasons happen. Basically, the relationship of Arthur and Guinevere can't be a thing because Gwen in this continuity is a servant girl instead of being this one royal princess, as many other people know from Arthurian lore. The thing of Arthur not being able to be completely human and actually treat others with respect is going to the whole teachings of Uther since he's still alive and he's trying to appease his father in any sort of means necessary, leaving him to be the destitute person that's always pigeonholed by his dad's iron will. With that being said, though, Merlin's whole thing in this episode wasn't really that prevalent if you take it to consideration. The only thing it did was point out how stressed out Merlin is because as the sole person keeping Arthur alive, besides Arthur's whole stubborn will and fate, if you're going to count fate into this, Merlin is the only force here that didn't really seem to belong in this episode. But being the title character, he needed to be in here to save the day from Arthur's whole stubborn stupidity. And so that we could have the dynamic try to seemingly change between the two of going from prince and servant to almost being like brothers, always bickering and fighting with one another, but never having that whole actual animosity towards each other. Other people may see it as like a very dark relationship, but between siblings it can be something that's quote unquote kind of like a family-based dynamic between the two. And there's nothing really noteworthy about the villain in this episode. It was just, I paid this assassin to kill Arthur because these guys had a duel. I mean, we've had duels happen in fiction before and in real life stuff. Anyone remember in Hamilton when they were talking about Alexander's son Philip dying in a duel, and when Alexander himself died in a duel with pointing his pistol to the sky? Duels happen and people want revenge. That's commonplace in knights and sorcery. It really does kind of come up with that stuff of just like, oh. So basically just the guy that is butthurt that his son died. Okay. That's our antagonist. We're going to have an assassin try to kill Arthur. Big fucking shock. There's really not much I can really say about this episode because I'm still dipping my toes back into the water, so I'm not sure how to really put this. We'll be trying to do something next week with the next episode, but until then, man, these short episodes are going to probably kill me someday. I think. Maybe.